What's up, everyone? Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, January 19th, 2019. I hope you're having a good Saturday so far. Bitcoin on the 4-hour with this mini symmetrical triangle playing into a larger symmetrical triangle that we've been tracking on the channel. That's what we're going to talk about in this video. Let's jump right in and see what's in store for Bitcoin. So I want to start with this tweet real quick from a couple days ago. I said, Bitcoin breakout setting up to test 50 EMA once more. Also, fib retracement channel. If rejection at 50 EMA, I'm anticipating 30% to downside one more time. And you can see it when we tweeted, we were still within the symmetrical triangle. And since then, obviously, we've had a little bit of a breakout. And we're on the 4-hour chart here. And you can see here's our symmetrical triangle stemming back to around the 14th of January. So around 5 days, just about 75% to the apex, the end of the triangle, you see we get a breakout. So in terms of this particular symmetrical triangle and that tweet that I made, you can see the breakout area, the height of this triangle, right around $3,900. And obviously that's above the 200 EMA on the 4-hour, an important area of resistance if you're looking at the 4-hour. But more importantly, if you're looking at the daily chart, an even more important area of resistance, you can see 3960, that 50 EMA right now. So the breakout for that shorter term symmetrical triangle right there, just slightly below the 50 EMA. However, if we hit that target, you're going to see Bitcoin really pretty much testing that 50 EMA resistance, which is a huge resistance area for Bitcoin. We've talked about it this entire bear market, in particular, this potential ending of the bear market. It is the first thing that Bitcoin needs to break. And you can see most recently we've had 2 rejections at this 50 EMA. So the question now as we kind of break out of this mini symmetrical triangle, if we make a run to our target up here, are we going to see more rejection here at the 50 EMA, which is now below the larger symmetrical triangle that you see on the screen stemming back to November, right? So we have our 1, 2, 3 lower highs. We have our 1, 2 higher lows, which most recently formed this larger term, longer term symmetrical triangle that you see on the screen. And the question that we've been asking in tracking this large triangle is, are we going to test this 50 EMA as well as the upper trend line? So we're making our way up to that area in terms of breaking out of this shorter term triangle that you see on the screen. And at the same time, you can see we're getting very close to 75% to the apex here. I believe is probably around the 24th or 25th of January. I think I measured it a few days ago, and that's kind of where the apex, or 75% to the apex is. So whether we break to the upside of this larger term triangle or to the downside is up for question. We obviously use shorter term patterns like this one in play right here. But if we zoom out on this chart in terms of that symmetrical triangle, you can see our breakout targets for Bitcoin. On the upside, around $6,000. We're talking, some nice gains, and also above the 200 EMA on the daily charts. And then on the downside, we've been talking about that $2,200 to $2,500 area for Bitcoin, which would be kind of a formation of this broadening wedge that could be in play right now, a falling broadening wedge. An amazing indicator for a bottom, but we just might have a little bit more pain to go through if that happens, right? So if Bitcoin does break through the bottom of this triangle and we hit these areas, we'll have a new lower low on top of these lower lows, and we'd have this broadening wedge kind of stemming out. You can see it on the screen, and eventually that could really signify the end of the bear markets. And to wrap it all together. Tie it up all together, we basically can look at the zoomed out weekly chart on Bitcoin to put into context, on this long-term trend. If we hit that $2,500 area, right, that would be right around here, closer to the bottom trend line in this long-term trend of Bitcoin. And it's important that we always, keep this into context, because in this last bear market, you can see how we kind of traded right into the bottom of the trend line on this long-term trend for Bitcoin. So, could we see a bottom here going down to $2,500? And you can see right into $2,500 leads into that trend line. Obviously, we're talking into summertime as well. So this might require some patience. Actually, no, this I shouldn't say might require some patience. This does require some patience, but we're tracking it and we're cautiously accumulating. We're buying the red days. We're buying the dips. At least I am. That's my approach. You know, that's not financial advice, but I think a lot of viewers on this channel have kind of that conservative approach as well. And if you can be patient, if you can be long in these markets, I think it's the best play. That's just my opinion. But that's what I'm looking at right now in Bitcoin. Let me know your thoughts. What are you seeing? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? I think if you zoom out on the charts on the weekly, Bitcoin's looking perfectly fine. And if you're going to buy it anytime, for me, this is an amazing opportunity to buy. So I hope you're having a great weekend so far. If you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. I like to make my technical analysis videos quick, to the point, but also valuable, and really what we need in order to track Bitcoin and accumulate appropriately. Hope you have an awesome day. I will see you in the next video. God bless.